These protesters say they care about the environment, and yet they burn things, causing smoke and carbon to fill the atmosphere. Is there nothing that Democrats aren't hypocritical over? LA Sheriff calls situation unprecedented as Trump and Newsom clash over ICE protests. Wow.
Hundreds of Marines to Los.
The way that they're framing this, oh, it's an equal battle between Trump and Newsom and not the President of the United States illegally federalizing the California National Guard and sending them in, and then also sending in Marines to crack skulls of protesters that are just trying to protect their community members and not have families being ripped apart.
Los Angeles to support the National Guard as protesters demonstrate for a fourth day against the.
What the is wrong with news media where they don't show videos? Are they just afraid that they don't have the copyright to it?
Yes, I'd say maybe 1,000 or so. It has been intense. It has been building. Earlier it was calm, but right now you can sort of feel that energy shifting. Not what anybody wanted to see. It's been several days of this kind of thing leading to difficult evenings. Here's a look now at how we've got to this point.
Protesters have returned to downtown Los Angeles, and with them, a sense of unease.
We're in the midst of a peaceful protest just off the edge here of downtown LA. Police are ultimately trying to move them away from downtown LA where the federal building.
You're saying that they're not violently looting and burning down the entire city? But that's what I'm hearing from people like Bernie Sanders. Like, look at this, guys. This is the exact type of fascist rhetoric that we just saw Elon Musk, that idiot Drew Pavlou, and even guys like Asmongold saying. Dr. King defeated, and Michael Knowles as well, Dr. King defeated racist government officials and ended segregation through disciplined, nonviolent resistance. Yeah, well, there were also violent aspects of resisting racism. Like, to pretend that there was no violence in resisting racism in the United States through every step of the way is burying your head in the sand. Defeating Trumpism, oligarchy, and authoritarianism requires that same level of discipline. Violent protests are counterproductive and play right into Trump's playbook. Well, shouldn't you be criticizing Trump then? Because Trump sent in the National Guard. It was the cops that were violent against the protesters. So anyway, like Bernie Sanders drawing the comparison between these this protest movement that we're seeing now that are resisting Trump's Gestapo and the civil rights movement, and saying that this protest is a unique level of bad and a unique level of violence. The civil rights movement was this perfect nonviolent movement that was unimpeachable, and that's why it actually achieved the things that it did achieve. These protesters are peaceful. Like, okay, it says these protesters are peaceful, right? So let's see what violence they were doing. Wow. So they're violently taking pictures, I'll say that. He lit a handful of grass on fire? Oh my god. Oh my god, we should f***ing shoot him. We should actually like tie him between 4 horses and have them run at all different angles. Because that's the only punishment that can fit that heinous crime that he just committed. So you're telling me... Bro, who posted this? Corbin Williams, you're telling me this guy made a compilation of violent scenes of the protesters being violent, and the thing he could find, the first 2 things in his video is a guy just standing on a car, okay, but he's violently shirtless. His body is just violently ripped. That's why, okay? And then a guy throwing a small handful of grass that he lights on fire and then dropping it on the highway. That's violence. Dropping a handful of grass on the highway is violence. Okay. Like, okay, and we'll go back to those burning cars later, but it's so funny to me that like a car burning, that's what's considered to be violent forms of protest now. That's what's considered to be violent forms of protest, because there never has been, at least in the past like 10 years, a violent protest movement where there's actually been violence. And so they just want to say that any kind of destruction of property, that's the violence that needs to be stamped out. And once again, that would be the kind of protesting that guys like Ethan Klein and Lonerbox say they support, because they say that that's what the ANC in South Africa did. But let's see if they're going to be supporting this kind of violence. Oh my God, they burned down a car. Oh, we should arrest them. They should all be executed. We should, well, come on. Draw a line from point A to point B. A car in LA gets lit on fire. Thus, we must send in the Marines, right? Like that's what Bernie Sanders said. They play right into Trump's playbook. So he's saying that it's justified. The violence is justifying Trump's actions. That's what Bernie Sanders is saying. So how is lighting 10 pieces of grass on fire and dropping it onto the highway, how is that justifying Marines sent into downtown LA? It's the most anticlimactic thing ever. He just drops it and nothing happens. I was expecting it to land in a puddle of gasoline and you get a Michael Bay-esque explosion and a gasoline-fueled fireball. But no, he just drops it and nothing happens. Oh my God. These poor police cars, they're getting all beaten up. Once again, I love the idea that damaging property is now equal to a violent protest. Wow, these protesters say they care about the environment, and yet they burn things, causing smoke and carbon to fill the atmosphere. Is there nothing that Democrats aren't hypocritical over? What was this? They're sitting on the side of the road? What is this, where they're just chilling out listening to music? They're hitting bottles on rocks? I love how the only violence they actually show is police shooting the protesters. So it's 10 pops of police guns shooting rubber bullets into the crowd. Someone throws one firecracker that scares a horse, and then a guy filming, he's like, ah ha ha, starts laughing at them, and then you get this glare from the cop. He's like, really, dude, really? Not cool, bro. That really scared me. I thought there was a fraction of the amount of violence I was meting out about these protesters was returned upon me, but it turned out it was just a firecracker. Oh no, you're not going to tell me that calling a cop a pig and making them feel bad is violence. Look at this dumbass standing there with his tear gas grenade launcher. He's like, what? You're calling me a pig? Why would you do that? My mom says I'm a very special boy. Look at him, dude, in his tactical gear. Why the fuck is your visor pulled up? Come on, bro, you're in a very violent situation. Someone's violently calling you a pig. You better pull that thing down so you can take the insult better.
Coward ass pigs. Coward pigs.
Once again, why would they include police shooting people if you're trying to say that the protesters are the ones that's violent? All I've seen so far is protesters damaging police cars, and the true actual human violence done upon humans has been entirely the cops. Whoa, you want to say that someone got the cop's heart rate elevated when a firecracker went off? Well, maybe you should compare that to the fucking tear gas that the cops were shooting that warranted that response of firing a firecracker to try to make them like move a little bit. Dude, it's a fucking firecracker. There's videos of like 4-year-old kids getting firecrackers blown up in their face and they're completely fine. This is like an anti-cop propaganda video. Like honestly, maybe this was done sarcastically. These protesters are peaceful. Maybe this is maybe they actually are in favor of peaceful maybe they actually are saying that the protests are peaceful. Like I thought it was going to be an anti-protest video based off of these protesters are peaceful, you know. The pig turned his head around like his name. No, that's a good point. He's like, wait, are you talking to me? Because I've been called that before.
Pigs. Coward ass pigs. Coward pigs.
Imagine just like Asmongold written on a patch on the front of the helmet. Like, dude, Asmongold would be shitting his pants if he was there. Like, say what you want about cops, they have been trained to be like dumb, thick-headed pigs, and when they have numbers, they are brave. Like, they will stand there, they'll bravely face down rocks being thrown at them, firecrackers being thrown at them, and then they'll just like shoot you with overwhelming force, bring out their sonic blasters, and just like blow up your eardrums, crush you with your horses. Asmongold can't do any of that. What's he gonna do? Like, run home and laugh behind his computer screen? Oh, I really showed them. I left a trail of brown and yellow piss and all the way back to my house. Oh my god, the violent protester assaulted the police officer's baton as she failed to move out of the way as he was swinging it in a general direction towards her. Look at how this protester violently assaults this poor police officer's weapon with her body. Threatening 145-pound woman violently assaults a poor police officer's baton, and he has to retire it and send it to therapy for the next 6 months. Also, notice how it's in most of these, it's the police that are blocking the roads. Oh, get out of my way. We need to send another 200 people to the front lines because the first 200 that we sent can't hold it down. They need backup. They were called pigs and they need to retire so they can recover their feelings. Like, honestly, what the f was the point of that video? So you agree we're violent. Oh my god, why can people not write? It's honestly painful to look at this. But guys, consider signing up for memberships. It helps me out, helps my editors out. Only $1 a month, so it's really not a big deal. Your name can be green, that will be cool. And thanks for watching, everyone.